everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
And today we're taking a look at a little game called Animals in Espionage. Natural selection. Ha ha. Animals as spies. This is not the first or even fifth game, I think, with the animal spy theme.
No, I mean, the Bad Guys movie came out and the...
That's true, I forgot.
Yeah, and it works, though.
Anthropomorphic animals is the rage right now. And the art in this game is fine. I like this art. But I'm more interested when I see a 2-player 15-minute game. That's sure. 9+, which means you can possibly play it with kids. I've tested it, and you can.
And that has I Split You Choose, a really nice but kind of difficult mechanism to do very well.
So let's take a look, and we'll be right back. There are 6 different animal spies in this game. And you can see them here. At the beginning of the game, you're going to be given 2 of them randomly. One of them is going to be your identity. All right, so I'm the owl. And the other is my spy, which is the chameleon. Now, what I'm trying to do in this game, my opponent's going to get one of each of those 2. And we're going to put a double agent that both players will see in the middle of the table, putting that token on them. I am trying to collect cards that have the double agent symbol on them, and I'm trying to collect cards with my identity symbol on them. I'm also trying to take cards with my spy symbol on them and get my opponent to collect them. So how do I do that? You're going to do that with this deck of cards, which is going to have the 6 animals with varying numbers of symbols on them from 1 to 3. You're going to draw 5 cards. You're going to take turns going back and forth. I draw 5 cards, and I'm going to split them into 2 groups. So maybe I will put these 2 together. And, let's see. Maybe I would do these 2 together, and then these 2 together. You could also make a 3 and a 1 group if you want to. You then give the other card to your opponent. That opponent not only puts this card in one of the 2 groups, they will then pick one of the 2 groups to keep. Now, I just gave my opponent, I'm like, look, you got 4 lion symbols here. That's the double agent. That's pretty good. But I'm going to get my identity, 5 owl symbols. That's better than what I gave them. Now, of course, if they needed foxes, that's, and they could have also done this too. Of course, that would have got them nothing, and then I would have got 3 points here. Well, they would have got 1 point from the lion. But then they're going to draw 5 cards from the deck. So they draw these, and maybe they give me this. So I'm like, well, I want the owl, but maybe this is their spy. Maybe they're trying to get me to take these octopus. That gives them 2 points. But you know what? I'll take this, and I will even out 2 points, and I maybe gave them 2 points. And then they take these. So you're going to keep doing this. You're going to do it 6 times, and then all the cards in the deck are going to be gone. At that point, each person's going to wager on who your opponent's spy is. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the spy is their octopus, and I can bid 1 to 3 points on it. If I'm correct, I'm going to get 3 points. If I'm wrong, I'm going to lose 3 points. Then they reveal, they were the monkey, their spy, and they were trying to collect the octopus themselves. So that's it. Once you reveal these, you then will go through all the cards that you collected. You get a point for each one that is your identity. You get a point for each one that was the double agent. Your opponent gets a point for each one that matches their spy, and whoever has the most points is the winner. There are a couple variants that you can play with this game. One of them will add in these moles cards, and you're just trying to get these into your opponent's deck. But in this one, you also get to put 1 card face down on one of the piles. And then you can also try to guess the identity of the double agent, and that's what these walrus cards are for. Both of these variants can be added into the basic game. They add like 2 minutes each. You mentioned the I Split You Choose mechanism, which is part of this game. I think this is an interesting game. I like this game. I'll say that straight up. Mm-hmm. But I think the I Split You Choose in this game is not as... It's a small... I don't know how to say it. It's like a small box you're picking out of. Because the game says you can split... The rules are like, hey, you can do 1 and 3 or 2 and 2, but you can't do 0 and 4. Like anyone would ever do that, right? I think in all the times I've played this, I think once I've seen a 1 and 3.
Sure.
It's almost always 2 and 2 because the other person gets to then put down a card and take one. Now, yes, sometimes they'll give that card to you, and then you're like, oh. I just gave them 3 points. Although maybe not, because if that is your spy, I'm about to guess your spy and get those 3 points back. Although you're double bluffing me.
Mm-hmm.
I find the I split part is okay. It's interesting. The you choose part is more interesting.
I agree there, but you need to have the split because if it was just randomly, here's 2 and 2, that wouldn't be as good.
Oh, no, I agree on that. I think it works. I'm just saying, in most of these games, I'm sitting there going, oh, how do I separate these? Here, I found it to be pretty quickly. It's watching what the third person does with that card. Because most of the time with I Split You Choose, you sit there and you just go, second person. When it's I Split You Choose, you sit there and go, oh, these are both, I don't know, oh, I'll take this one. Here, I'm making an active decision that the first person is judging me on.
Absolutely. I think that's what works really well with this hidden role type of a game where you don't know each other's characters from the get-go.
But you do have it narrowed down to 4.
It does, yeah. It does
or 3, I'm sorry. It's down to 3.
Pretty much, right? Because you see the neutral one in the middle. You know your own 2, hopefully. Yeah, and you're just kind of trying to suss out that little bit of information from them. But everything that you do, from the splitting to the other player then reciprocating by adding and the other player choosing, everything in there is based on things you know and giving information. I really like that because it's kind of 3 steps. So it's almost like I split, you split and choose.
Yes.
Right? And every step of that tells you something. So you're not kind of just waffling around going, oh, I don't know, maybe you're the owl, I don't know. You should have some decent idea. It's
also not that we're making it sound like this big cerebral exercise. It is a little bit, but also it's pretty easy to play and teach.
Absolutely.
The only thing I found when I was teaching it is explaining that I have to keep saying the spy cards, you get points for your opponent's deck. Finally, I just said for scoring purposes, is that every card of your opponent's spy, give to the other person. Here, these are points for you. It just made it easier. So I get these points, I get my double agents, I get my identity. Now count up your points.
Yeah,
that made a little bit more sense. I was playing with my kids too, and that just made a little bit more sense in their minds to do it that way. Because the identity and the spy, they're like, isn't it a spy and identity the same thing? And I was like, you know what? Don't worry about that, okay? Just this is the good one. This is the one you want in your opponent's deck. And it took several games for them to grasp that point fully.
I agree that something about the wording of that is strange. If you just use the words identity, spy, and double agent, I would think that the double agent would be the person that's the spy.
Yes.
Your secret, I don't know why it doesn't stick as well. Once you get past that, just a little odd wording in terms, then the whole game makes sense, and the whole game plays really fast, and it lives up to its promise of a 15-minute, 2-player little card game.
It's almost faster than 15 minutes. I also like it with the moles. Playing a face-down card makes the I split part. I think it evens the game out just a little. Like, oh, now the I split part and the other person, and now there's 6 cards instead of 4, 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the other little variant, too, where you replace one of the level 1 cards, because the level 1 cards are less interesting. They just are. So not knowing what the double agent, the one on the side is, that's okay. I like the idea that they were like, hey, how about we offer a small variant, take it or leave it, small incentivization to take a 1 simple card.
So for me, my rating here, and this is a little odd rating in a sense, I'm giving it a 7. With the mole, I give it an 8.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so but it's close. I mean, it's still really good both ways. I would give it a higher rating, but I don't know that after 10 or 15 plays, which is a lot of plays, okay? But it's also 10 or 15 plays, this could be 1 play of another game. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And I would like, oh, it's interesting, but it's a good filler. It's a really good 2-player game to play before other games. And I like it.
Yeah, no, I funny, my score is a 7.5, so right between your 2 cheatery scores.
All right.
I think it's good. I think that it's got a fun theme. I like the little... There's little laughs in there, just the different art for the level 1, 2, and 3 of each card. You know, the level 3 monkey, he's got a loaded banana, watch out. And the foxes are clearly kind of a Charlie's Angels type of a thing. It's thoughtfully done. And it's a good game, and I'm really happy to see that this is something out there you can go get, play head to head. Not too cerebral, but it's gonna be a little bit thinky. I like it. 7.5.
Folks, that's Animals and Espionage. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
Or am I?